Hello, my name is John DeAngelis. I'm the new DPS director for the city of Hamtramck. I started this position late last year, and my objective here in this job is to get city services up to par, modernize the department, and provide better services for the people of Hamtramck.
Now, I have some questions for you. We understand that the city council just approved a purchase of 2 trucks to clean the streets. Why 2 trucks?
The reason why we have 2 trucks is there's different versions of a street sweeper. There's one what they call a vac model, which basically will pick up the fines. It's relatively pretty good to operate by itself. However, if you have another unit called a mechanical unit that goes in front of it, it takes the abuse, it takes the larger items, especially in spring when the streets are really filthy, and again in fall when you have a lot of leaves. So that takes a lot of stress off the vac unit. However, the vac unit, what's nice about the vac unit that would follow the mechanical unit is it's a dual purpose piece of equipment for the city. What we can do with that unit is we can actually clean out catch basins, most all of them. There's scenarios where we have to get a bigger unit in to do it, but for the most part, this unit has a hose on the back of it. We could drop it down, clean out the catch basins or gate valves, so that our guys are allowed to work on those valves right away. We don't have to call in another company, especially late at night because it's very, very, very expensive. The other thing that unit will provide is preventative maintenance. Right now we have no program for preventative maintenance in the city to clean out these catch basins. So the money we're spending, which is about $140,000 a year cleaning out catch basins, this unit per se will probably cover about 60,000 of it, and that doesn't count the preventative side. So I'm in the process right now of putting together a schedule where all the catch basins in the city will be cleaned from one end to the other, and then we'll start over on where we started in the first place.
How often would you be cleaning the streets with these two machines?
Well, with this unit, as you can tell, I can show a picture here. This is the vac model, and this here is the mechanical unit. You can see they're rather large pieces of equipment. The one thing we have here is we have a lot of trees that haven't been maintained well, so they're protruding out into the streets. So we're going to go through, we're already doing a survey on the trees now, the limbs that had to be cut, the overgrowth, and the garbage trucks are hitting them anyway. So by properly taking care of the trees, we're actually bettering the life of the tree, because when the trucks hit it, and the garbage trucks hit it, it cracks the bark, it cracks the trees, and doing some preventive maintenance on the trees is going to help the whole program run better. But I think the initial run we're going to do is we're going to hit the main streets at least once every 2 weeks. The residential streets, I'm thinking in the beginning we're going to be once every 2 months. However, that's going to move to once a month. So the residential streets will be hit once a month when the program's fully enforced. And Joseph Campo, Conant, Holbrook, Caniff, those we're going to try to do on a bi-weekly schedule.
Are you going to force the residents to park elsewhere during the street sweeping days? Yeah,
there'll be plenty of notice. We're going to put notices out what day the street sweeper is going to be coming through. There's different talks about where they can park during that period of time. Hopefully the intent is to get the program down to a standard schedule. Once it's in place, we work out the kinks. And then the residents will know, hey, it's the 3rd Wednesday of every month, or if you're on a certain part of town, it might be the 3rd Tuesday of every month that the street sweeper comes through, so that they automatically know when it's going to be coming through. But in the meantime, we're going to be posting signs. We'll do one side of the street at a time, so we're only interrupting parking on one side, and then we'll flip the no parking signs over to the other side of the street and do that side 2 days later. And I think that'll be the most efficient way of getting it done.
Now, having your own machines, do you know if you're going to be saving any money as far as contracting with other companies that do this?
Yeah, we contracted before, and I believe it was 45 to 60,000. They only did the residents once a year, and they were doing Joseph Campo and Holbrook and Kniff. I believe it was once every 2 weeks. So there's a savings there, but like I said, on the first part, being able to have the catch basin attachment to this is where we're saving the bulk of the money. Plus the longevity of our sewers and drains, having all the stuff in the streets, it's filling up the sewers, it's causing flooding, it's causing the pipes to drain at a slower pace, which overall contributes to basements backing up and everything else. So this is the best way a city can save some money, save the infrastructure, and keep the residents happy.
Do you have the manpower to operate the machines and all the work that goes with posting signs and so on?
Yeah, when I took over the department, we had four people in the DPS department. We currently have 9, so in 6 months I've hired 5 guys. We'll be bringing 1 more on, and I got a picture here. Here's a picture here. This is the crew being trained on the unit. And then I got another picture here showing how it dumps out. And the intent of doing this, the training, is everybody's gonna be trained on it, but it'll be primary, a couple people assigned to the machine so that they take pride in ownership, responsible for it, keep it clean, so that we have this machine for years and years to come.
What about storing those machines? Do you have a place already?
We do have a place to keep, we have a yard to keep it at now. We are in the process of deleting, and there's gonna be some stuff going to auction and stuff that we're just getting rid of that we currently have that's outlived its life, to make room for the new equipment. Not only do we get these machines, we also picked up 5 new trucks. So we picked up an F-150, we picked up an F-250, and we picked up 3 F-350s brand new this year to modernize the department. Mainly because we have a lot more men, so we need more trucks. So the services to the residents here in Hamtramck greatly gonna improve. But hopefully down the road, we'll have a DPW building to look forward to, down the road. And then hopefully at some point, I'll be able to bring more of the services that we currently contract out to other companies. Hopefully I'll be able to bring a lot of those services back in-house for our own guys to do this, to save the city even more money.
How will the residents recognize that it is your men and the city trucks that are on the streets?
Well, right now you can't miss it. There's flags. I have a wrap. It's called a wrap. I'm trying to get most all of our vehicles to have the wrap on the tail end of every piece of equipment that we have. That's the United States flag. And I also am having all the emblems put on the doors. The department operated a long time with just plain Jane trucks. They pull up in front of a resident's house. You don't know if it's a contractor. You don't know if it's a city worker. I thought it would be better that there's a couple symbols on the equipment that we have and the lettering with the city seal, so that overall safety for the residents, to know that city contractors in front of the house, and to do the services that they need to do at that residence.
In the late 1900s, the city had a machine that would sweep the streets, but it would break down constantly. How do you know that these machines can be in working order all the time?
They have pretty good warranties. We're also going to maintain them. I'm actually, through the company who we got it, I told them I wouldn't buy it unless they would provide us a guy to train our staff on how to maintain these units so that we get the maximum life expectancy out of them. So that's to come in about a week or 2. They'll be coming in showing us how to change the brushes, drain it, prep it for winter so the thing doesn't blow up and leak when we need it in the spring. So that's what we're looking at, following the owner's manual. And hopefully eventually, once we get even more new equipment, we'll bring on an in-house maintenance tech to constantly maintain all of our vehicles.
During the Labor Day parades in the past, they used to drive that street sweeper down in the parade to show people that the city has something. Then, of course, when that sweeper was sold by the emergency manager, there was nothing. Will you be displaying those machines to the Hamtramck residents during a parade, for instance?
I would love to. I put it in front of City Hall at our last council meeting, and a lot of people got to see it. Had a lot of residents come up to me and say, man, this is great. We haven't seen new equipment come into the city for quite a few years. I really have to give the mayor and the council and the city manager a lot of credit for this. Their vision is pretty much the vision I had, and they're very, very strong and very supportive of trying to make the city clean, trying to get this department modernized, and trying to give the residents of Hamtramck something to be proud of. And especially with these, like I said, with the flags, them being labeled there, you should be able to start seeing our vehicles everywhere. We have about, I think there's about 12 or 13 trucks with the flag on it already, and code enforcement's actually adopted the branding also of the flag. So they should be able to, in any day, see multiple vehicles here in the city of Hamtramck. And the parade would be great. Matter of fact, they could probably turn it on and start cleaning the streets as they're doing it.
Those look like very nice trucks, so they don't look like they're probably not cheap. Who's going to be footing the bill for those trucks?
The expenses are divided up over a couple different divisions within the department. We allocate so much to roads, so much to water, so much to parks, but predominantly they're used for roads. A lot of our funding comes out of the road fund, which is not so much a direct burden directly to the city residents, because it does come out of the road. A lot of it does come out of the road fund.
Okay, thank you very much for the interview. I think it was very informative, so we can let the public know what's happening in this department.
And it's great. I'd love to do another follow-up as we build the department up even more, and it was a great opportunity to let the residents know what's happening in the city of Hamtramck with this department, and rest assured, with a little patience, they're going to be quite surprised.